transportation in general is the bloodline for any commerce, be it a stable commerce or a growing commerce, and I think you'll find that everywhere in the world. The airport connects Clevelanders and people in Northeast Ohio to the rest of the world. Transit plays that role on a local level. It connects our communities within the city of Cleveland and Northeast Ohio. And I don't know that there's another system in this country that does that better than the RTA system here. We have a direct line from the airport to Tower City, and many of our employees, our airport employees, rely on that service to the airport. The airport relies heavily on transit service to help our employees get back and forth to work, and but for that access, the candidates that we would choose from, the population of airport employees would be severely diminished. And so the transit service is critical to the region, but it is also very important to the airport. As we roll out this master plan and begin to expand facilities, we will need more employees, and our customers will have a growing need for access to the airport. And it'll be important to have an alternative method of transporting our passengers to the airport, and RTA serves that purpose. Well, I think what you'll find is if you look at some of the other major metropolitan areas throughout the country and the world even, they have pretty mature, reliable transit systems. And so with the casino project coming online and Medical Mart Convention Center coming online, we're going to attract many more visitors to this area. It'll be important, critical, as a matter of fact, that they're able to see the same kind of transportation options available in this area that they're used to in some of the other major metropolitan areas that from where they'll be coming. So to the extent that we have a thriving and a growing and reliable RTA transit service, then I think we'll serve our visitors very well, not just from an airport standpoint, but in terms of getting throughout the city. Even from a local standpoint, the ability of our local visitors, if you will, the people that live in this area who desire to attend conferences and meetings at the convention center or to go to the casino to have a good evening, many of them will also rely on the RTA, the transit service, to get there. And so it's not just important in terms of servicing our visitors, but it's also an important source of transportation for our local residents. Well, I think partnerships that have served as good models for transit systems in other parts of the country have been, for example, corporate accounts with a lot of the major employers, the ability of RTA to work with corporate entities, particularly large employers, to develop incentives to have their employees use transit service to come back and forth from work. Partnering with, earlier I talked about the casino, but working with the casino and other developers that are coming into the area to make sure that you forge relationships with those employers before their employee bases begin to develop their habits, their travel habits, will be key as well. And so, anytime you can develop partnerships with the larger employers, and maybe even some of the smaller businesses that have smaller employee bases, but still, as a whole, they represent a pretty large population base, employment base. To the extent that you can develop those relationships and those partnerships to create the travel habits that have to be created in order to have a reliable passenger base for RTA service or transit service, those partnerships will be beneficial. Well, I've had the experience of riding RTA. Obviously, I have the red line from the airport to Tower City, and I've used that on a number of occasions. But I've used other transit systems throughout the country, and RTA services is pretty good.